Hello there. That really has reignited the Brexit debate, and the Remoaners are now sounding a bit desperate. Now, Richard's latest video takes a swipe at Tony Blair and the royal family. It's well worth a watch. Link in the descriptions box below. Now, you'd think the sky had just fallen in. The EU is threatening all manner of legal action as well as trade tariffs on all manner of goods. The US is warning the UK not to break international law, and our very own Remoaners are having a general meltdown. And what is it that the UK government has done to deserve this? Well, it's published a bill. Now, the bill is a proposal, it is not a law, and it won't be a law for quite a while yet. And if the bill does become statutory law, it doesn't mean the UK government will go the whole hog and use all of it, although I think it should. So why all the angst? You'd think they all had something to worry about, wouldn't you? Anyway, to be clear, the protocol should never have been considered, let alone signed up to. But with Boris Johnson's oven-ready deal, there was always a caveat. That like anything oven-ready, the temperature of the oven is extremely important. Get the temperature wrong, too hot or too cold, and dinner's ruined. For the protocol deal, the right light touch temperature was required. But the European Union decided that only furnace-like temperatures would do, and were then surprised when the oven-ready deal got cremated. The blame for that lies solely with Brussels, and maybe a bit with Dublin too. And as for Sinn Féin saying that more people voted for the protocol because they voted for certain parties, is basically saying that they put the protocol above the peace process, that they put the protocol above the Belfast Agreement, and that is exactly the problem. And the unionist community that now feels so isolated has made it quite clear. The protocol gets dealt with or there's no power sharing agreement. Now, I will point out that the UK government will be getting intelligence on the feelings of the more active and ardent members of the unionist community, and something tells me they are worried about what they're hearing, so that's why they've acted with the protocol bill. But without that background threat, I have to be honest that I'm not sure Boris would give two hoots about the unionists in Northern Ireland. Anyway, what about all those claims about the UK breaking international law? There is really no such thing as international law. It's just a Mirage-style bandwagon for the Remoaners to clamber aboard. And if it was so important, why do they completely ignore the EU's dabbling with Article 16 over vaccines? Now, the US is making a noise purely to placate their so-called Irish-American voter base. UK Remoaners are kicking off not because the UK really is doing anything wrong, but they know this protocol bill would put another nail in the coffin of rejoining the European Union. Sinn Féin are worried that it might put their plans for a united Ireland back a couple of decades. And the EU pretends that they are worried that thousands of tons of British sausages will be carted into the Republic of Ireland and poison their entire single market. As if UK sausages are that bad, and that such levels of UK trade existed in Ireland, which it doesn't. Also, bear in mind that any EU response to what we do has to be proportionate, not excessive. Anyway, the UK is not the one that introduced 4,000 new laws on Northern Ireland in just the last 18 months. We didn't blockade ports over fishing quotas, nor threaten to turn off electricity to a whole island. Nor did we blockade passage to Gibraltar passport holders. Nor tried to block vaccines using Article 16. No, that was all the European Union. And whatever your views on the Russia-Ukraine war, the EU promised to back Ukraine and hold President Putin to account. So they put sanctions in place against Russia and promptly allowed workarounds to be used so that business as usual can be maintained where oil and gas are concerned, so kicking Ukraine in the face and rewarding Putin with untold billions of euros for his efforts. While the UK has followed through on its promises, however misguided you may feel they are, and arguably shown itself to be more interested in the defence of EU countries, notably Sweden and Finland, than Brussels is. Basically, Russia is controlling the EU, and that puts a whole new aspect to the term EU SSR. The EU is in no position to lecture the UK on anything. But the Eurocrats will claim they are doing this out of necessity to protect their economies. But in their eyes, the UK is not, it seems, allowed to claim the defence of necessity when our internal market is threatened by them. Talk about two-faced EU double standards.